Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Good to be here.
Today, we're jumping into a specific piece of legislation, H.R.192.
That's right. It's got a title, too, the Amtrak Executive Bonus Disclosure Act.
Right. And our source is just the text of the bill itself from the current Congress.
Yep, the 119th. And our plan really is just to unpack it, figure out what this law is actually trying to do.
And maybe why it matters, especially for folks who might use Amtrak or just taxpayers in general.
Exactly. A clear look at what's inside.
Okay, so first off, this bill seems to have moved, well, pretty quickly in the House.
It did pass the House back on January 13th, 2025.
And then straight over to the Senate.
The very next day, January 14th, where it landed in the Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation.
Okay, so the core idea, what's the main thrust of this act?
It's essentially an amendment. It changes Title 49 of the U.S. Code.
Which is the big one for transportation, right? Covers planes, trains, automobiles. Well, maybe not automobiles directly, but,
Pretty much all federal transport law, yeah. So this bill slots right into that massive framework.
And the change it makes is specifically about
Transparency. Specifically, forcing Amtrak to publicly disclose compensation for its top leaders.
Okay, top leaders. Who exactly does that mean in Amtrak's case? Are we talking about everyone?
No, not everyone. The bill points to the executive leadership team, so think CEO, president.
The C-suite folks.
Exactly. Other high-level officers making the big calls.
Gotcha. And what details about their pay packets are we talking about? Is it just the total number?
It's more granular than that. It specifies their annual base pay,
Okay.
any bonuses they receive,
Uh-huh.
and, this is key, the criteria, the metrics used to decide if they get a bonus and how much.
Oh, so not just what they got paid, but why they got that bonus amount. That's interesting.
Precisely. It adds that layer of reasoning behind the numbers.
So how does this information get out? Where does the public actually find it?
The Act mandates Amtrak put it up on its website.
Okay, so readily accessible online.
Yes. In addition to submitting it to Congress, which they likely had reporting requirements for already.
Right, but the website part is the big shift towards public view, yeah.
That seems to be the main point. Taking it beyond just congressional reports and making it, well, truly public.
For anyone who's interested, riders, taxpayers.
Anyone. And legally speaking, it does this by tweaking Section 24315A of Title 49.
But
Specifically, it modifies paragraph 2, which deals with Amtrak's reports and audits. It adds this public website disclosure requirement.
so it's basically building on an existing reporting structure, but adding that critical public access element.
You got it. That's the legislative mechanism.
What are the potential sort of ripple effects here? More transparency sounds good, but what could it actually mean for Amtrak?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the bonus question.
Maybe.
Increased transparency often leads to increased accountability. Knowing the details are public might influence how those compensation packages are structured.
Especially the bonus criteria you mentioned.
Potentially, yes. It could put pressure on ensuring those metrics align with, say, performance goals the public cares about, service quality, efficiency, things like that.
Which definitely matters to that core group of users and taxpayers, maybe roughly that 25 to 65 age range we often talk about.
It certainly gives them and everyone a clearer window into how this publicly subsidized entity operates at the executive level. Will it change decisions? We'll have to see.
So boiling it all down, the key takeaway.
This act, H.R. 192, forces Amtrak to publish executive pay details base, bonus, and the reasons for bonuses on its website for everyone to see.
More openness, more transparency for Amtrak leadership's compensation.
That's the goal written into the law.
All right, so that brings us to a final thought to leave folks with.
Yeah.
If this kind of public sunlight on executive pay becomes the norm for Amtrak, what might that mean for other organizations that receive public funding? Could we see similar pushes for transparency elsewhere?
That's a really good question. Does this set a precedent? Something to chew on.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for breaking this down with us.